Family, welcome back to the channel Fix It for Reselling. I've been sent another gift in the post, this time from Car Boot Chris over at Cookie and Hayden's. He picked up this ET. Yes, another ET.
I found a ET Furby. I've had one of these in the past. I sold it. I should have kept it. I might keep this. The only problem is I've got a feeling you can see the battery compartment. Look there. Straight away, warning signs that this is bulging out, which means the batteries have probably burst, rotted, whatever. So thankfully I only paid £3 for it. I could see that already on the bottom. So
the problem with this one is all the battery terminals were corroded. Looks like we might have to try and change them. And as a caveat, that one, like last one I fixed for Maximus, that has stopped working. The batteries went totally flat, and now even with new batteries it doesn't turn on at all. So hopefully fixing this one, I might be able to measure some components in this and see if we can get Maximus's fully working again. Right, run the intro. They did send me a picture of what this looked like in here, and it did look pretty bad. What's this? Tiger Electronics 2000. How's this looking? Yeah, that is pretty bad. Yep, so that is totally rusted. Springs are pretty much non-existent. Oh, that one just snapped off totally. And yeah, same again the other side. Alright, I don't have the correct battery terminals for these, because they should be like doubles in these, but I do have all like these, you know, singular ones. What I mean by doubles is you have like a positive and negative that are joined together. But we can always join these together with a bit of wire or a bit of metal or anything. So hopefully we can use these ones. Got a ton of these. They were just cheap from China. Don't really cost much. You can also buy them on Amazon if you just search for battery contact plates or battery contact terminals. You should be able to find them. Oh, this one comes undone. The one I had of Maximus's didn't. Right, so let me just get him undressed. And we've got a few screws in the back we'll just take out. If you want to see this taken apart, you can go back and watch my other video. That will show you how to take it apart. But yeah, we don't even know, well, Chris and me, we don't even know this works, because obviously the terminals are so corroded. It's probably corroded the wires. You try cleaning them up, put batteries in there, but yeah, you're not going to get the not going to get the connection. So obviously didn't turn on at all. You can see some corrosion on the terminals here. That one's okay. So we might have to do the same with what we did with Max and take the take the wires off and replace them. A couple of small screws down in here. See if we can get his feet off this time. I just popped out from in there. Okay. Now I want to try and remember how that came out. Yeah, that just pulls out. That's much easier. And that just, oh no, I had to melt that plastic to get them off of there. So we're just going to unsolder the wires. We'll unsolder these wires just under here, which takes the reset switch off in that board, and then we'll come over this side. We'll take these take the battery terminals out of here, the wires off. Let's just zoom down on here a bit, because there's a lot of hot glue, or hot snot, some people want to call it, all over the place. Now everything's connected with a bit of hot glue on here. If you ever struggle getting hot glue off, get a bit of IPA. I've just decanted some into little bottles, so it's easy just to drop on. Bit of IPA on there, and that will loosen that hot glue. Give it a minute or two. A little nudge, there you go, and that's just peeling straight off now. Sometimes it's that easy, sometimes it's not. But yeah, there you go. Hot glue can sometimes literally just fall off. So these wires are just going through these holes here, then they go back to the underside of the board. So you can see there, they go through the board there, but this is where they're soldered to there. And we'll take these two grey wires off that are going to the reset switch. And again, another bit of hot glue. See if it works as well this time. Sometimes we can just make a little hole and get the IPA underneath. Just unsticks it. Take note of where your wires go, or on here we've got B plus and B minus anyway. Battery plus, battery minus. So right, whenever you're unsoldering something, it's always sometimes a good idea just to add a bit more solder to it, especially light leaded solder, lowers the melting point. So turn the soldering iron down a bit. I've got it set to 400 at the moment. I don't need that much. But then yeah, the solder will melt a lot quicker, nicer. Pop them out. Same again with our battery terminals, although you're not going to be able to see this one. So there we go, we're now disconnected. Should be able to pop these feet out of there as well. It lifts up. Lift the feet off of them, get them out of the way, look after them. Now we can get to work on this mess. You can see hopefully how that solder just doesn't want to stick to corrosion. It is fully corroded. So you struggle to get it off. But a good cleaner for corrosion is flux. I've got some Kingbo RMA 218. Hopefully if we just get some flux all over this. And now heating our solder. Flux will also help solder flow and should clean up corrosion. Although these are so far gone, I very much doubt it's going to do anything to these. I think they've also got glue on them as well, which doesn't help. There we go, it's starting to bubble now. It's starting to clean the corrosion and everything off, and the solder's sticking. There you go, and that's crap is coming off. Yeah, you see the orange stuff there, it's like they've got a glue over it as well. That's how corroded that one is. The metal's just snapped. You see all that fluff that's around there that's just pinged off? That is all corrosion. Right, just going to bend these tabs straight so we can hopefully pull them out. See, these ones are fine down the bottom, or they look fine, but we know it's corroded both sides. Want to bend them straight because they'll slide through the holes. Not going to slide easily because it's so badly corroded in it. Right, so normally what would happen is you could just push these up and the contacts would slide out, but that is so rusted in there, it's going to need some persuading. You also, like these ones here, you have like a couple of little you have like a couple of little arms they sort of cut out which dig into the plastic. Getting acid all over my hands. Never mind. Slide in slightly, yeah. So it come up a bit. That's going to snap off if I try and pull that. Slightly bigger screwdriver just to get in there and twist. That's what I mean about the double ones, where they're both together, whereas this we've got singlers, we've got the negative and the positive, and the spring and the plate. And also our tabs are going to be in the wrong place, so we've got to fiddle around with something there to get these in. But that is simply how they pop out. You can see there on as well, you've got like the little teeth that are punched out the metal. You just punch it through. So it's like a little tooth on the other side that holds it in. Right, I'm going to do that a few more times. Give that a clean up in there. Right, this one, last one, is being an absolute pain. As you can probably see, this is so rusted, this one. It's not even budging. You can see how it's all falling apart, deteriorating the other sides. This is a lesson for you all, people. Don't leave batteries in your toys. Right, let me go and give this a good old clean. Alright, what I might actually do with this, I might squash this plastic together or melt it off. We can melt it back on. I'm going to take this board off. I think I'm just going to chuck this in a bowl of vinegar or something just to get all down in the cracks. It's going to get it off a lot better than IPA. See if I can do this one-handed. Soften this plastic up. Lift the board at the same time. That one should pop off. This one's nearly off anyway, this side. But that's how they just put it on. They've got these little plastic pegs there. They put over and then they just melt the tops down. Just melt it slightly. And when we push it back on, we can just melt a bit of plastic back over the top. Yeah, that's off. Alright, just some distilled vinegar, white wine vinegar, whatever you want to use. White vinegar. Hopefully this is going to cover it all. Not much fizzing going on in there. Right, let's drop this bit in there, see if that fizzles. Not much. I was expecting that to go a bit more. They usually do. Usually fizzle away like nothing. No one's business. Get no bubbles or anything off this. Oh, I'm going to leave that in there, soaking. Can wash my fingers. Alright, so here it is. Giving it a little rinse out with some soapy water. Not looking too bad. Some bits like that didn't want to come off. But no, looking pretty good in there. Let's try and get the light in. So I've just had to cut a little side off of there to fit this in. Now you've got to know which way round they go. So either side of these ones are going to be like the single ones, then you have a double in the middle and then the doubles over this other side. So I've just been cutting the side off of that, so that slides in nice and snugly now. That's a nice tight fit, and that bit just sticks out the bottom. There you go, slide that down a bit further. So that one's all the way in there now, nice and tight. See, even if I could buy these sort of double things, you're probably never going to get the right ones to fit exactly, so probably going to have to do a bit of cutting and, you know, fiddling around anyway. So that one's in there, so now we need a flat plate to go this side. See, I mean, these are far too wide to fit in there as they are. So hopefully the hole's not centered either, it's over to the right. So if I just cut off this side, nice chunk, hopefully that will fit in and that little arm will come out the hole. Some of them you need to flatten that tooth down a bit just to get them in. So that one's gone in there and the tooth's come out the bottom. So hopefully that is going to be in the right place to connect with the battery. Now the trouble is, there's going to be these ones, you can see the hole there. I mean, it's not even centered. It's not even like straight down the middle, it's off-centered. I could either cut another hole in the bottom, or I could just I could solder them together, cut the feet off and solder the leg to the middle. I'm not too sure yet. Just going to have a play, see if I can test fit some, see what they're like. So I can use that little bit I've just cut off to solder back on to make it fit. See, leaving them as they are, that's not going to fit in there, because that's not in the middle, so I've got to cut some off that side anyway, so these are aligned. I mean, these aren't the best in the world anyway, because these middle bits are off centre, you know, this side's a lot wider than that. But yeah, a lot of farting around, so let me get on with this. Kind of like to see what I'm making up here, and come back to him in a minute. I'll get them all set out before I start soldering them together. Right, I'm just going to have a go at tacking these two together with a bit of solder. Let's get a bit of flux on there. I suspect these are going to move around as soon as I do this. Let's try and get a bit of solder on this first one. Sometimes it takes a little while for the solder to take. The magnetic screwdriver. On a flat surface now. Yeah, not quite. We'll get there. I'll do it in a second. Alright, just had some dinner. Back on this. Alright, let's see if we can get this a bit straighter. That's better, I think. You sometimes just got to give it a rub until the solder takes on both of them. Is that joined? I want to try and get them quite flat as well. It's not too bad, it's not a bulge of solder. Yeah, where was I putting this one? That was for that corner, wasn't it? Yes, that looks like that's going to fit in nicely. Now I've got to work out where I need that middle pin. I don't know if you can see down there where the hole is. Yeah, just there you can see the blue through it. So we need to get that there, probably just to the left of where that solder blob is. Try and join that on there. Hopefully this will all fit in nicely. That's slightly off centre a bit, isn't it? It's a little, I'm not quite happy with that, it's a little bit off centre. But the tab's coming through there, which is good. That might work, you know. That might work. If we put our battery in there, it's still going to be making contact with the battery, so that will be fine. Right, I've just got to do that another 2 times to here, and we'll come back when it's all done. All in there. Some of them are slightly off centre. That side's not too bad. Spring's leaning over a bit. But yeah, this one's slightly off centre, but I don't know, actually that could probably be pushed down a little bit more. That's better. Right, so let's put some batteries in there and check everything's going to be connected up okay. Right, so that's in there. Now if we get our multimeter on our plus and our minus. And on the DC, what have we got? 6 volts. Perfect, so everything's connected. Working as it should. Right, while we're here, we'll check these original wires. They actually look okay. They don't look too badly corroded. So meter in continuity, that's a good connection through there. And a good connection through there. So these old wires should be absolutely fine to use. I'm just going to get a bit of solder on these legs first. Just bend them all the way over how they were originally. Right, let's try and push this back on here, and a reset button and a board. See, so hopefully you can see there are still a little bit of plastic sticking through there. I'm just going to lower my soldering iron temperature a bit, down to 300. Just want to squash this plastic. I don't want to like totally melt it and destroy it. So I'm just going to squash down, spreads it out a bit. That's it, squash and pull. And that is now nicely stuck to there now. Right. Let's get this back into ET. Let's see what happens. There's his feet. What way was it? That way. Alright, is he going to wake up? As long as he doesn't smoke. Alright, now this is where I'm an absolute idiot. I know this for a fact. I've read the manual, and from doing Maximus ones, you have to turn ET upside down to wake him up. And looking back on the footage, I don't do that. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So it's at this point I fully strip him back down, absolutely take him apart, take him out of his shell. I find out what all the chips are. I find out, pinouts and a speech synthesizer chip, a CMOS BIOS chip. I check all the voltages. All the voltages are going to the chips. Everything seems to be working fine. And I'm thinking it's a blob chip. I'm thinking its main brain has totally gone. But yeah, I'm totally wrong, because I then just put it all back together after checking voltages. And then this is what happens next. And I'm glad I left the camera rolling. You just woke up. Was I recording that? I'm recording that. You just woke up. What? Why? I know when you... Shut up a minute, E.T. I know when you get these, to wake him up, you turn him upside down, which I tried to do. Is his chest lit up? His chest isn't alight. His fingers lighting up. He's got the hiccups. Why is his chest not lit up? Oh, there it is. Trying to get his chest to light up. Oh no, cover his sensor up and it lit. Do not ask me why. That suddenly started working. Right, so he's working. He's fixed. I don't know what. I tried turning him upside down before. It did nothing. I tried tapping him. It did nothing. Now it's come on. What happened, E.T.? What happened? All of this. Got all of this out, yeah. Fixed you, and you treated me badly. Here he is, back to being dressed. I think he's gone to sleep now, because I put his coat on. Is it? Don't tell me he's died again. But yeah, when he's asleep, you usually just turn him upside down. Is he going to work? Yeah. And I tried that when I changed the batteries. Well, there he is with his coat back on anyway. I don't know about that.
I'll be right here. Let's fly. Very, very fun.
Flying's fun. Right, I am classing that one as a win. I think I wasted a lot of time on that. Let's get some light on him. Yeah. Right, I'm going to class that one as a win. Hopefully it makes it back to Chris in one piece and still works. I'm still not quite sure what went on there. Maybe I should have just shooken him a bit more vigorously after I put in the batteries in. But you saw the state. That's the trouble Max is one had. So yeah, you saw the state of those battery terminals. They were pretty gone. There was no way that was going to work by any means of cleaning them up. They needed replacing. But yeah. I'm not sure why his head keeps clicking like that. Because it does go up and down normally. Oh, he's gone to sleep. Oh, I'll just wake him up. Oh, shit.
E.T. Friend. Play. Free.
So that's the same as Max's one that I played in the last video. His head clicked now and again. Is it meant to do that? Because his head does go up and down normally.
E.T. 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 Fun.
So yeah, I'm not too sure. I'm taking it as a win. Had to make up the battery terminals, but you know, where there's a will, there's a way. Anyway, hope you learned something in this video. Hope you liked it. If you liked it, click the thumbs up. If you didn't like it, click the thumbs up.
Fly. Fly.
And if you like this kind of video of fixing random stuff, oh my god. Just subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you'll be notified when I mess around with more little things like this and amplifiers and all that sort of goodness.
E.T. 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 Free.
That was ET. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later.